DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Magical love goes round the world. Love goes round the world. It is America.
Hello there, and welcome to DreamWeavers StarTrax. And our guest this week is a phenomenal person, one of my best friends in the world, and this is Mr. LeonPatillo.
All right, thank you. How you doing?
Good, sir.
All
Good,
right,
sir.
great. Glad to be here.
And we're going to tell a little bit about your past.
Oh my God, you guys, you have no idea. We're so excited to have Leon here. He is singer-songwriter. He went from Santana to Hosanna, and he'll tell you a little bit about that. And I actually got to work with him once on singing.
Yeah, you did a great job. You did.
He's
I'm
touring.
hitting high notes now.
You're rocking them high notes,
That's right.
believe me. He's touring all the time, so it's a real challenge for him to come in for more lessons. But who cares?
Yeah.
Because he's my friend and we're hanging out.
Thanks,
so we're going to
thanks.
ask Mr. LeonPatillo
Yes.
to tell us a little bit about his history.
Well, you know, I had a very wonderful grammar school teacher. And this is really good for kids because kids are always wondering, how in the heck do I get in this business? How do I get started? And how did I start? I didn't even think I had anything. And then my teacher came to class one day with a cardboard, and it had piano keys painted on it. So I was wondering, what did she put this down in front of me for? And she went and jumped on the piano and started playing. Next thing I know, I'm doing the same thing she's doing. If she did this with her left hand, I did this with her right. If she did like this, and from that, she was able to tell that I had a gift.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And so she called my mother and said, "You've got to start him in music." And so that's how it all started. So I got home, and my mama said, "Your teacher called today." I said, "Uh-oh."
I know that one.
You know that
Trouble.
one, man.
One more
So
time.
she said, "Well, you have talent." So I'm checking, I'm thinking, what the heck is talent? So, but anyway, it came out that I had something inside of me that just went that direction. So she bought me a little piano, put it up by the front window, and I was just playing. And I'm watching my friends outside. The football's going past the window, so I'm not liking that much. But after some months, those kids came in and they said, "Man, well, we've been listening to you outside." They said, "Well, can you play us a song?" And so I'd start playing something. They'd say, "Oh, wow." And they'd all look amazed, So from that's, I guess, what encouraged me to go down this street.
Wow. And
Yeah.
how old were you when you started?
5.
5?
Yeah, that's at least 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah, at least 10.
And
Maybe 12.
Maybe
and
12.
For those of you out there that, you're musicians, you're not sure, you're in rural areas, for some reason you feel a little more drawn towards the arts, it's okay. Remember this. Very few keyboard players get concussions.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's right.
So
Bad fingernails.
bad fingernails,
Yeah.
their fingers hurt.
Yeah.
So how did you go
Yeah.
from, this is real interesting, you guys.
Yeah.
How did you go from your elementary school teacher at 5
Yes.
saying that you have a gift to singing lead for
Santana?
Carlos Santana?
Well, you heard the story. It's been on 2020 that a guy named Marcus was found by Carlos. He used to be a part of the group, and he was homeless. Well, Marcus...
Carlos was homeless.
No, not Carlos, but Marcus,
Marcus was homeless.
Marcus was
Okay.
homeless. And so he actually got a hold of some songs of mine. I kind of helped him with his album,
Right.
and he took the music up to Carlos's house. And so Carlos heard me singing on some of what was supposed to be Marcus's music, and Carlos said, "Man, that voice, I gotta have that. I gotta have him come." So I was living in L.A. at the time, so I came back up to Mill Valley. I'm born and raised in San Francisco, so it's just across the water there. So I went up to Carlos's house, and he said, "Man, we're going to go all over the country." I hadn't even sang a song yet. He said, "We're going all over the world. We're going to go all throughout the United States." And at that point, I had only been up from San Francisco to Tahoe, and then maybe down to L.A. That's it. So it was just amazing that he would have that much confidence in me. So I sat there and I did the Black Magic Woman song and Oye Como Va and Change Your Evil Ways and all those songs. And I was just amazed that over a period of time, well, I should tell you, the first concert that we did was the one that blew me away.
Okay.
And it was at Kezar Stadium, 100,000 people. So I didn't even know if I knew how to remember the first parts of the lyrics. So, and then the whole song started. The next thing I know, I got to the part where he stops, and I'm supposed to say, "I got a black magic woman."
Yeah.
And I froze.
Well, you did stop.
I did stop.
Yes.
And everybody went crazy. They thought it was a part of the act.
They never know.
They never know.
let
And then
them
I
see sweat.
remembered. I said, "I got a black," and then boom, the doom, 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 and back
wow.
in. So anyway, that was my scare, but it was my beginning. And so it was. I'm just really thankful that was a part of something, a history that I can look back on and say somebody invited me into the professional world.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
those. It was an interesting. What year was that around? Would you say?
Oh, that was 73.
73.
Yeah,
I was,
Those were some
I
interesting
was
times.
6.
You were 6 then? Let's see, 7, 8, 9.
Honey, then we got together at
Not
a real
even
early
close,
age.
y'all.
10 years old. Yeah.
So I was 20 something. Just saying.
Yeah, so it was really a fun time, and I think I thank you guys for doing this show, because I'm sure there are a lot that are watching today and just wondering, maybe there may not be music, maybe it's something that they're scratching their head about and wanting to get involved, and sometimes it's scary a little bit, but you just put one foot in front of the other and just listen to that inside ticker that's telling you go this direction, and next thing you know you're on down the road on your road. So
Well, your road is pretty amazing, and he helps so many people. So I have a question for Leon.
Okay.
Here that really excited. I was so excited. Ren and I were excited when we saw this question.
Okay.
It's from Priscilla D. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me, people. Okay.
Take care of your eyes.
Thank you. Yeah. It's from Priscilla
She's more
D. in
sophisticated.
Tallahassee, Florida. Wait for this one. I want to have a career in music,
yes.
but my family says that isn't a profession that will last.
Oh.
Okay. You've had a great career that has lasted for decades.
Yes.
Leon, how did you make that happen?
Well, that's a great question. I would say that if you look at the sports figures and they only go to maybe 35, maybe 40, like
Maybe.
maybe 40. But with music, you can go further with the gift that you have. Now, usually in sports, you can become a commentator or something like that after that. So you can still stay kind of around the game, but to actually still be playing it. I think music is just one of those gigs that you can stay in the game the whole time. I think about Tony Bennett.
Oh,
Tony
yeah.
Bennett
that's
just
true.
did an album with Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga,
He's
I know.
89 years old.
Born on my birthday, by the way.
89.
Yeah, 89.
And still kicking.
Hit the
Looks good.
keyboards.
And if you don't have too much up here, just go buy you some.
There you
You
go.
know, that's how you do it. And
Make
they
sure
got
it's
some
what
good ones nowadays. They got teeth, everything. You can buy it. You can get anything you need to stay propped up, stay in the game. So, and I'm just saying, but it's a wonderful profession. It's something that once you, it's like I said, it's in your heart. It's something that's there. It's hard to get rid of it. I've tried, when I came here to Vegas, I really tried to retire, but I could not retire. I got here and found out they have the highest dropout rate in the whole country for the kids, and I said, well, maybe I can do something toward kids to kind of spark them to go, something more sane than what they're thinking. And so anyway, that's what's kept me in the game here recently, even in the last 4 years when I really thought about retiring.
And diligence.
The music is doing it. Yes.
And Next up, we're going to be getting ready here in a little bit. We're going to take a look at Leon. Earlier work, and we're going to look at then, and we're going to look at now. But it's fascinating, and what I want you to pay real close attention to is the message. Catch you on the backside.
See ya.
Want you to feel your way. I have been around you since the world began. I have even visited you. Love is still the answer to life's mystery. Earth people to me. A precious bird. It feels like magic. What your love has done for me. Magic of love goes round the world. Goes round the world. Hail to magic of love. Magic of love goes round the world. Love goes round. A mighty kingdom that never dies. It's been a long time since the last time I sang a song with you.
Hi, everybody. We are back, DreamWeavers StarTrax, with the amazing LeonPatillo, singer, songwriter, recording artist from Santana to Hosanna, and he'll be talking about the Hosanna part in the next segment with Ren. We're talking about his solo career and his career with Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
And I have to say that you guys just saw, and I didn't know that, and Leon, Ren, and his beautiful wife Renee were good friends, but I had no idea that the little boy in that video was his son.
Yeah, Gabriel.
How cute!
Yeah, he's actually going to be in town. He's in a group now called Toby Mac. And so they're going to be over at UNLV. They're doing the big arena there. So they do this all over the country.
He follows in Dad's footsteps.
Yeah,
I love it.
He kind of looks like me, except for just, a little younger.
Love it.
Same forehead, same nose.
So cool.
Yeah. So, but he's doing a lot more things. He's rapping, he's singing, he's
exciting.
doing all that kind of stuff, and
That's
playing trumpet.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so,
See, you guys?
Yeah.
See? You can do it. Just
can
got to
do
have
it.
the dream.
That's it.
So Leon, you were lead singer for Carlos Santana. We covered that in the first segment. And then you left. And
Yes.
what happened?
Well, actually, to give you I'll give you kind of a little spiritual, and I'll give you kind of the physical part. Okay. But actually, I was dating a girl in San Francisco, and her brother was a Christian. So every time I come to the house to see her, this brother started, talking to me about going back to church.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I just joined a Santana group. Yeah, I've already got all the money, all the connections I need. And he just kept telling me, he said, that's not going to fulfill your life, though. That's not the total of life. So I finally ended up going to a Bible study with him. And at this Bible study, it was just obvious that I was kind of a little off base. So we got back to his driveway, and he said, well, how'd you like the meeting? I said, this is pretty good. I said, let's go in the house. He said, what? I said, what? He said, well, how would you like to come back to church? Get your life right. I said, oh, man. I said, I'd probably mess up the whole kingdom. I said, no way I could go into that kind of lifestyle. And he said, no, if you just pray with me right here, we can make that happen. And so I'm sitting in my car, Corinne. I'm sitting in my car. It was the top down in a little Mercedes I had. And he reaches for my hand. And I go, okay, well, I just never held a guy's hand before.
Odd.
Yeah, a little awkward for me. Anyway, I let him grab my wrist. And so I just said, go ahead. let's do this thing. And so it was just beautiful. Right there in the car with the firecrackers going. It's 4th of July. Firecrackers are going off and everything. It seemed like there was a kind of a new life kind of happening inside of me. So after that, all the songs I started to write started to kind of lean in that direction.
Okay.
And so I went back and told Carlos, I said, man, something has happened to me. And he's Buddhist.
Right.
So, he and I just really clicked. We just started anything that we talked about. The whole rest of the group didn't understand what we were saying. But everything we were sharing had some real deep meaning to it. And so I just started writing songs. Next thing I know, this next song is coming, and the next song is coming, and the next song is coming. And so I thought about writing one for weddings. And I said, this would probably be a good one because they hadn't had one written for weddings. So I said, well, let me do one specifically for weddings. And I did this one song called Flesh of My Flesh. And so that now is being sung almost in all the weddings across the country. So anyway, that's kind of how the beginning stage of my writing started in this new genre. And it has, again, Philip Bailey and I have been together. Yeah, kind of through
Earth, Wind, and Fire people. If
you're
too young,
you guys
know who that is.
You know who that is.
The one,
You're right. The one you helped probably just get those high notes. But anyway, you helped me hit the high notes now. But so anyway, at the same time, we kind of talked about the same thing, just trying to bring a little bit more of your insides to it, not just all the lust thing with lyrics. And so he always has been kind of on that tip. Him and Maurice White, they already, shining star for you to say what your life can truly be. I mean, they're all that, do you remember? All those songs. Those, and everything seemed to have a kind of like one of those inside kind of introspective type things. So anyway, we've had some great writing experiences just over the years, and so I just have enjoyed so much being on this side of the fence and kind of giving to those that are in need.
And he helps everybody. You guys have no idea. Ren and Leon will discuss that in the next segment. Yeah. So you wrote these songs and you went on a solo career.
Yes. That was probably the scariest part because I was trying to think of how can I put a group together to go out on the road with this style of music.
Right.
And I knew it was going to be a little harder than normal because you get a band together, you've got to do a ton of concerts because you're kind of, they're depending on you. Mm-hmm. So I said, if I can do this another way where I don't have to have a whole bunch of households depending on if I'm going to go out and do a concert or not.
Yeah,
so I decided, at that time they had the Oberheim system, and it was like a set of computers that hooked up to instruments.
Yes.
And so I said, well, maybe I can do that and do like a one-man show.
So it was kind of sequenced.
Yeah, it was
back in the day. It was like the first sequence. I remember.
Yes, it was.
80s,
the Oberheim system. Yes, it was.
80s.
Oh, look at you. Good.
Oh, no, Ren was sequencing back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Oh, good. So anyway, the first concert I did was in Australia. We did it in Perth, actually. It was the first concert with all of these keyboards and everything. Boy, I was scared. I had probably 2,000 or 3,000 people there at the auditorium.
Wow!
And
for
I
your
knew
own
that
first concert, that's
very
huge.
First concert. And I said, I got to hit this button at the right time because I had a foot pedal. And I said, I hit the foot pedal because I built up with the piano, and then I said, hit the foot pedal, and all the music would come in. I was so scared, Corinne, that I hit the pedal twice. So I was turning it on and off. And
oh my God! You're standing there with no music.
Yeah, with no music. And I played to the audience. I said, "You guys are not into this. Come on, man!" And so I'd build up again, and I'd hit the button. I hit it twice again. So I ended up having to do it manually. So I hit it manually, and then it all came in, and it just was fantastic.
Amazing. Well, I have another question for you, Leon.
Okay.
This one's a cool one. From Georgina F. from our very own Las Vegas people.
Hey, hello.
Oh, I love this. What do you do to get ready for a show? We got 30 seconds for you to answer
I
that.
pray first. That's the very first thing I do. Me and my wife get together, and I'm praying for each show to be better than the last show. Each time I do one, that's when. So I guess the shows, I hope they're getting better. But they feel like they're getting better.
Shows are
and
great.
then I
I've seen
also
the shows.
do some of the exercises that you taught me. So I can get up to those high notes. And so I just warm up and do it like that, and then I just go on.
Wow. Well, we will thank you, Mr. Leon. We will be back in segment 3 with Ren and Mr. LeonPatillo talking about now. See you on the flip side.
Please, the still water. In the path of righteousness, for his name's sake, yeah, I'm so blessed. Rising with the bullying jam, rising with the bullying jam, rising with the bullying jam. Short, big, fit, rise from it, my friend. Rising with the bullying jam, rising with the bullying jam, rising with the bullying jam. Rising with the bullying jam, rising with the bullying jam, rising with the bullying jam.
That was really cool. We're enjoying some of that. Well, take two we heard then, and let's talk about now. Some dramatic changes have taken place there. Notice you're working with a lot of the youth groups now, which I think is pretty cool, including some of the students that we've had that you're all going to get to meet in the future. That would be Sophia and Jazzy.
Oh, good,
and
good. You'll have them on too.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that's
going to be coming
fabulous.
up in the future.
Oh, good.
Incredible singers. You
They
just
are great,
look at
aren't
it,
they?
you're like, did that come out of
Are you 50?
Exactly.
I know. We have 50-year-old
So,
throats.
We got this thing going on. I'm looking. The stuff in the past you did. I like the story where you're talking about love around the world and the older videos, and you locked into this message. And I like how the kids are going and what you're doing. And now it seems like time to give back. It looks like that's what's happening.
That's
a lot
exactly
here.
right, man. I just have. Since I came to Las Vegas, it's been 4 years now, and Renee and I came to retire. This was really what we came here to do. We heard about the property. We said we can get a nice little place for cheap, buffet on every corner. I said, this is the spot to retire. And I got here, and ever since Mom and Dad, they have foster kids in the home. When I left Santana, I wanted to do the same, so I started helping out with foster kids. Probably about 20 years, just getting kids off of the street and getting them into good homes. So we got here, again, I'm thinking retirement. I got here and found out they have the highest dropout rate in the whole country is in this city. So I said, well, maybe we can do something through music to just kind of push the kids in a good direction. So I did a little thing over at TLC. There's a church here in town, and there's a guy, Richard Badgen, that was from Finlay Toyota, and he was sitting in the front row. He liked Santana stuff, so he heard I was going to come over and play, so he's sitting right in the front row. And so every time I'd come to play, there he was in the front row. So Rich told me one day, he said, man, I like what you're thinking about for kids and trying to help kids out in the city. He said, if you do anything, I want to be your sponsor. So I had never had a sponsor.
Cool.
Even with Santana, I never really had a sponsor. Of course, it was before sponsors really, nowadays, because all my stuff back in those days before, like Tiger Wood and all that stuff. So even the basketball players say now that the old guys say, man, these guys are making so much money now. We wasn't making that money. We was doing just as much, but wasn't getting that money. So anyway, I had never had a sponsor. So when Rich told me that, I didn't even know what that meant. And then he told me, he said, this is what will help you with, do this. We'll if you need an auditorium, we'll get the auditorium for you. If you would make up publicity, we'll do the publicity for you. If you need cars to take the kids around or whatever, we'll get you a vehicle. I was like, wow, wow, nobody's ever done that before. So anyway, that was how things
Nice
got started.
people.
Yeah, nice people. So we
nice
ended up having all of our contests at Finlay Toyota. And he just cleared out the showroom and just said, this is where we're going to have it. So that's where we ended up doing
So
it.
that's where the video was done, the first part, right?
That's where
why I
that's the
recognize
one.
it.
Yeah, the
Okay,
one
got
I'm
it,
doing.
yeah.
Hey, that's where we were doing it right there. So actually, it's closed on Sunday. That's kind of their religious day, so they shut it down on Sunday. And so we ended up coming in there and doing the video on Sunday. No air conditioning. I think it's like June to July or something.
This is a desert.
Yeah. So I had to keep after a couple of shots. I'd have to go wipe down and then come back. But we finally got through it. All the kids, they didn't even sweat. It's like, oh, are you guys?
One
So
of the things I want to ask you about, because the video,
yeah.
you did something, and it was right around the time where we're getting, it's always been happening, but the nation became a little aware
Yeah.
of the bullying things, and some children have unfortunately committed suicide from that. And,
Yes,
and you
yes.
created that song.
Yeah, Rise
that you
Above the
said-
Bullying.
And it's that's impressive. And those are some of the kids in the background. right?
Yeah,
Singing, is that
actually,
right?
we've been doing this around the country now.
Oh,
It kind of
okay, this is part of the
spread.
concert.
Yeah,
Okay, I gotcha.
from Vegas now we're doing it. We went to Michigan and did a high school there. So every place I'm capturing things that are happening just to see, how much impact we're making. But it's a simple story. I just really tell the ones that are being bullied, I said that you just need to work on yourself. Don't worry about them. You can't do anything about the bully. Just work on yourself. So a lot of them have, started with music. A lot of them, whatever giftings they have, they've been doing that. The bully, I tell him, why do you beat up people for free? I said, you look at Pacquiao, look at Mayweather.
Go to a gym.
Yeah. You can join the military.
MMA, great place.
MMA, yeah. I said, so, put that energy out there in a good, constructive way and get paid.
That's a positive way of looking at it. I
So
like
anyway,
that.
it makes them all feel funny because now if they go to beat somebody up, the bully, the ones being bullied, they say, "Are you getting paid for that?" So they get a little embarrassed. But anyway, that's what I'm telling all around the country, just to kind of get the kids
That's
in
a
pocket.
great message.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, there's so much going on, and kids seem so much more insecure. And
Yeah.
it seems with all of the World Wide Web, we have the ability to talk to children around the world, which I
Yes.
think is impressive.
Yeah,
You
it
can
is.
chat with a kid, and someone says, "Oh, I remember I used to grow up, and all of our information came from very limited households or
Yeah.
little villages that we, so to speak, lived in America, in little towns, because I've moved like 17 times by a sophomore.
Man.
And you get your information locally. But
Yeah.
now a kid can go, well, I'm not sure if that's true. I actually,
Yeah.
in one day he can talk to a kid in Brazil and in China
Yeah.
and Italy. It's like, that's the amazing part.
Yeah.
And yet, the message we hear time and time again, and being a kid that went to so many schools, I usually spent my first month
Yeah.
in the bully world. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was short until about 16.
Really? But back in the day, what we used to do, if you and I had a little tiff, we just go behind the building, we'd
Right.
duke it out,
One-on-one.
We'd get up, hug, and go have milkshake.
And that's, but it
And
used
no
to be-
problem.
my best friends always seem to be the people I got in fights with. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't want that. That's not
Yeah.
that was intended.
And then I ended up having most of my bullies now are my friends. The guys that bullied me back in the day, now they're coming to my concerts, which is really funny.
I love that.
So-
Like when I went to LA, the thing I learned one time, I thought, well, this is going to be, I have a beef with a kid, and so I went to meet him after school.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, meet after school? I said, sure.
Yeah.
Him and 4 others. I thought,
Uh-oh.
this is not what I thought it was going to be.
This is not how
It's
we
a bad
planned it.
day for rent.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, so that's
with
a part
all
of
of
it.
that going on, you do a lot of traveling, and we're not
Yeah.
kids anymore.
Yeah.
And you got so much energy, and with what's going on, so obviously you take care of your health. You probably eat
Yeah.
reasonably so. You take care of yourself.
It's
Anything
my
else
wife's
you
fault.
do?
It's my wife's fault.
Oh, I like that. That's a good
She,
thought.
yeah. She actually started me on some water. There's a machine out of Japan called Kangen. It's it's Kangen water, but it's a machine that comes out of Japan. They've had it there for like 40 years. And if you notice, most of the centenarians, anybody that lives 100 and over,
That's
most
true.
of them
Okinawa
are
has
in
some of the
Japan.
oldest,
yeah,
I
so
didn't know
like
about
1 out of 6 homes has got this machine. So Renee bought me this machine, man, and I'm telling you that has been helping me because it gives me alkaline water instead of the acidity side. There's a side
So
that's
it purifies it, everything, right?
it purifies and everything.
Oh,
The first time
oh.
I drank this thing,
Oh, my goodness.
I was like, the first concert I did, I felt like a teenager. And then I came home and went to the gym, and I only do, I mean, this is probably embarrassing.
Right.
I only did like maybe 65, 70, pounds. Then I started drinking this water. I'm doing like 110, 115.
Wow.
I was like, ooh,
You know,
look at
with
this.
all the problems we got in waters nowadays, that's
Yeah.
especially nowadays. I don't know if I'm traveling that I'd want to drink water from anywhere from a
Yeah,
restaurant.
especially in Flint.
Certainly not. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely not in Flint.
But
Yeah.
Leon, thank you so much for doing all the hard work inside yourself. And
Thank you,
a
brother.
lot of people can get pretty crazy out there and make it all about themselves. And
Yeah, yeah.
This man right here is made it about you, and we are
Yeah.
most impressed.
Well, thank
Sir,
you. Thank you, my
for
brother.
your kindness.
Okay.
And we'll be back in a little bit. We've got some of your questions. We'll try to answer them as best we can.
All right.
Catch you in take 4.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Welcome to DreamWeavers StarTrax, take 4, and this time it's time to track your dreams with your questions, and hopefully we're going to do our best to answer them as best we can. And later on the show, keep an eye on the bottom third right down there, and you're going to see the phone number and the text number to ask any questions you got in the future. From anywhere around the world, we'll be fine. All right.
And I got to give a shout out to Ricky, Virginia. Hair by Ricky. Thank you. Just saying. If you're in Vegas and you want your hair done by
good.
someone that's really cool and can give you an edgy look, she's your girl.
Good singer, too, by the way.
Yeah, she can sing, let me tell you. So we're going to direct the first question to Mr. Ren Zai, my dear love. Okay, Ren, this is from Billy J. from Greenville, South Carolina. Doesn't your brother live in Greenville, South Carolina? Brother John does,
He lives
I
in
think.
near
yeah, near
an
there.
airport, which means
Yes.
airplanes fly, land, and they get out and walk in the house.
Yeah.
Very true.
So, I don't know if Billy knows John, but so he asked, my dream is to be an actor and a singer. And I've auditioned for some plays, but when I go into the audition, I go into robot mode with no expression. I freeze from panic. What can I do? All I think about is my dream, and I'll never make it happen like that.
Okay.
Go,
right.
Ren. Billy.
Billy, actually, what you think is a disturbance is really a form of acting. We discussed this a little bit before in a segment and a few shows back. Performing is storytelling, and when it comes to singing and acting, remember, the melody is the part you sing, but your performance has to be as an actor, whether it's a song, lyric, poetry, or acting. And the real rule to remember is we react to our imagination. So probably what's happening there for, and many other people, you're not alone, is they walk out, they look at the crowd. We heard Leon, even when he was young, he's stepping out there, I think he's a little nervous. We make a movie in our head about the audience being out there looking at us kind of like this, going, I caught that bad note. And we play a whole movie to ourselves that pretty well just scares us out of being comfortable. It's like, oh my God, what if I make a mistake? What if I forget my lines? These are the things we tell ourselves. That is probably not the best movie to play before going on stage in your head, because we are human and we react to our imagination. So you're playing a movie of fear. So all of a sudden you're going, but I'm going out there and I'm kind of nervous and I'm a little concerned. Well, of course you are. You're a great actor. You play a good enough movie, see an audience saying something rough to you, you react fearfully. But maybe the song's about love and happiness. So you might want to consider modifying your movie, changing it to, okay, what's the story about in the song? And create a film movie in your head that's about the story that you would love to be in. Play that movie before you go on stage. You're going to have a much better result.
So what you're saying is they're playing the Freak Out movie.
Oh, yeah.
But they can.
We all played the Freak Out movie
They're playing
growing
the
up.
Freak
We
Out
get that.
instead of playing what they want movie.
Right, yeah. Create a movie in your head about what you want to be. Don't play a movie with something you don't want to happen. The old story is, should I go towards what I dream or away from pain? Well, here's a simple thing. I'm going to do this. Do not see me waving my hands. Now, most of you out there are going to go, that's a little hard to do because first you got to
You're
see
waving
me
your
wave
hands.
my hands, somehow unimagine it. So better to not see the hands waving by not waving them. Don't create fear by making a movie of fear, in other words. Make a movie of what the story's about. Study your script like an actor in your song. It'll help out.
That is such a killer answer, people. And that works for people that are experienced and people that are brand new. It's all in what you're thinking about, right?
It happens.
Yeah, and I talk to my students all the time about that. Oh, what if I can't hit the high? Woo! Yeah, you just didn't. Thank you. And Ren taught me that. So, okay, now I have a question.
Okay.
Now I get to ask me a question.
Ask you a question.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
I would ask it, but I didn't bring my glasses.
Yeah, so I got to ask it. So this is from Joni F. in Paris, Illinois. Yes, people, there is a Paris, Illinois. There really is. I know. I'm from Chicago, and it's way far down southern Illinois. She asked me, I love to sing, and I play guitar. There are lots of songs I feel good about singing, but when I try to get loud, I can't do it. How can I get more volume and power in my voice? Well, peeps, this is one of two sides of a coin, okay? There's only three things that can happen. Either you're singing and you're getting tight and choky, or you're singing and you get airy and weak and wobbly, or you're singing from your lowest note to your highest note smoothly going back and forth. Well, obviously, Miss Joni is having issues with getting power and volume on top. That usually happens because women sing everything. Not all women. I was not one of those women. But many women sing everything in their head voice.
What's a head voice?
Okay, I'm going to demonstrate what head voice
Okay.
is. Okay, so your chest voice is the voice you speak in. So if I go, I keep your pictures, that's my chest voice. Okay, my head voice is, oh, Samuel. Now, come on, people, I'm not an opera singer, okay? But just saying, that's your head voice. So girls, if you go to a store and you see a pair of designer shoes and there's a sign on it that says $2, you're not going to go, oh, cool shoes. You're going to go, oh my God! That's
Okay,
your
got
head
it, got
voice.
it. All right.
Just saying. So what we would need to do, Joni, is get you down into your chest voice when you're singing. So what you're going to practice is go, hey, 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 hey. Because first you're going to have to recognize
going
the
between
difference
both voices.
between
Okay,
both
all right, that
voices,
makes
between your
sense.
head voice and your chest voice. And most women are 3/4 head and 1/4 chest, and most men are 3/4 chest and 1/4 head. So it's reasonable that women sing almost everything in their head.
That's why women are smarter sometimes. Yeah,
Well,
okay,
what can I
that
say,
makes sense.
people? There you have it.
right.
So you have to recognize your chest voice, and then in future shows, I'll explain how to live there and how to sing through both registers and mix them.
Very cool.
Got one more question. This is a cool one,
Okay.
because this one's for both of us.
Okay.
Okay. It's from Miguel G. in Aurora, Colorado. When I sing and I'm feeling the song, my throat starts to hurt and I go off pitch. But when I concentrate on my singing, I don't feel the music anymore. Can that be fixed?
Yeah.
This is a common problem. Ren and I, it's kind of like our specialty here.
Yeah, that one, that took a bit of time to figure out how to do that because when you're first singing, again, you take training, you get your voice ready, you sing the melody and you get your pitches, and most people go out there, but they start feeling the song. There's actually a physiological psychology going on, literally, both. What's happened is there's a portion of the brain that's literally made for music in humans. And when you're singing, you're using that part. But an actor who goes and does a monologue, you're using a different part of the brain. And in the beginning, you got the acting side here, you got the singing side here. And it takes a little bit to learn how to sing the melody while performing the story. And when you learn how to do it correctly, they eventually, literally, they will connect. Including with neurons and all the pathways.
Most definitely.
But it's impressive. Once that happens, you got a killer singer who can move you because, let's be honest, you want to move an audience, don't try it. Just be moved.
Be moved.
Be believable.
Experience it yourself.
So
And
a lot of training first. We used to have a rule. What was it? You used to teach me that like three.
Three technicals.
Three
You sing,
technicals.
you close your eyes and you just feel and listen to what's going on.
Do
to
the
make
right
sure-
thing vocally.
Right. And then the second part is go off the technique and do one of performance.
Got it. All right. Next week, we're going to have an interesting character. BZ the Voice. For those of you interested in voiceovers, we're going to have a chat with BZ. Quite a character we acted years ago, and it was Hot Hollywood.
Hot
and,
Hollywood.
They came. Wait till you hear why we call. You'll get why we call him the Voice as soon as you hear him.
He's
an amazing
amazing.
human being. So we're going to get ready. Take a few moments. Keep learning. Arts are beautiful. Catch you next week.
See you next week.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.